guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Bonita. Here we talk about all the things that we love as it relates to lifestyle and luxury. Today we have a luxury video for you. It is going to be a luxury Q&A. If you're new here, this is not how we usually come on camera, so please do not click out of the video. Please stick around. But today we're going to do a luxury Q&A, get ready with me type video. Honesty and transparency, the video that I was going to do, I am still waiting on the item to arrive, so I couldn't do the video, so I'm going to have to push that back. I always have a kitty of Q&A questions that I can pull when I need to get a video out and stay on schedule. So if you're not following me on Instagram, please do so. That is where I ask the luxury questions. Follow me on Instagram so you can submit your questions and then I can answer them. All right, y'all, throughout this video, I hope my posture doesn't suffer. I have horrible posture. I'm working on that, but I digress. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is to put some moisture on my hands, and I just use the Chanel Lift. It has anti-aging because since I'll be talking and working with my hands, I don't want to be ashy because y'all know y'all gonna tell me your girl is ashy. So let's do that. And I'm filming in front of my window, so hopefully I won't be looking off to the right too much. Yeah, today is going to be a chill luxury video. I have on some lounge wear. This shirt is Old Navy with the cute little polar bears, and then I have on some off-white joggers, which I do not recommend. They are very thin. I got them at Nordstrom. They were probably like $200, but I got them on the clearance, and I think I only paid like $20. And yeah, I don't have anything from the Off-White brand. If these joggers are any indication, I probably won't buy anything else. All right, enough rambling. Let's get into the Q&A. First question that I always answer whenever I do a luxury Q&A is, how do you afford luxury? I always answer that because I want to give people options if they want to get into a luxury. But I believe every day is a luxury. Luxury has nothing to do with the price tag. But if we are specifically talking about what the world deem as luxury brands as it relates to purses and clothing and things of that nature, you know, Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Hermes, that is where the answer to this question is coming from. And one way to afford luxury is to shop, you know, these marketplace sites, i.e. Farfetch. I was just on Farfetch before I started this sit down video. So marketplace websites like Farfetch, eBay, Fashion File, those types of things, you can definitely get luxury items at a discounted cost. Farfetch has sales. Fashion File does too. Right now, today is October 26th as I sit down and film this video. They are having a sale on all of their luxury clearance items. Fashion File is a pre-loved site. Farfetch is you can get new and pre-loved items on Farfetch. So another good one is My Teresa. That's a good site. Net-a-Porter, that's a good site. And let me know if you want me to do a video dedicated to these sites and how to shop. The next question says, Chanel price increases. Yeah, so probably when this was originally submitted, so it was at the beginning of when we heard that Chanel was doing their ridiculous price increases. But since I've gotten that question, I'm sure we've probably had about 3 other price increases with Chanel. So they're here, they're active, people are still buying. But I guess the bigger issue is, how do we feel about Chanel and they are moving toward more exclusivity? They're kind of mimicking the Hermes way, if you will, of purchasing items through the boutiques. Okay, and then before we answer, I'm going to go ahead and put on concealer. I already have on a little bit of foundation, and I'm going to put on concealer. And the concealer that I just got that I'm using is the e.l.f. concealer. And I'm going to go ahead, and I got a beauty blender recently, but I don't think I brought it out here. I usually put on concealer with this brush. This is a dense, I think, let me see what it says. Got my contacts on. Foundation. This is a foundation brush, so I usually go in with my concealer and do this. I usually don't use a beauty blender, but I did get one. I want to try to use it, so let me find it. Okay, I'm back. So Chanel. don't know like where to start with Chanel. I mean, people are still buying, so it's clearly working. I haven't bought anything new from Chanel in like years. So I'm going to, gosh, I hope I'm doing this right. So y'all tell me, because I don't know. I haven't bought anything new from Chanel in years. So, because the prices to me are too close to Hermes, and I really like the Hermes brand. And if I'm gonna spend between $5,000 and $8,000 on a Chanel bag, a brand new Chanel bag, unless that's something I really, really, really absolutely want, I might as well hop on over to Hermes. And that's my thinking. Some people say that they will because they are tried and true Chanel lovers and they want the brand to be more exclusive. So, you know, I don't know. The thing is, though, for me, that keeps me not wanting to buy new Chanel is the quality issues. Just like Louis Vuitton, I haven't bought anything new from Louis Vuitton in about a year, almost a year and a half now, because of the quality issues. Quality issues, and also, too, I just don't like any of their newer, not any, but I don't like a lot of their newer items. So, and this concealer seems to be really nice. It's melting right on in. But yeah, the quality issues of Chanel is what keep me from, okay, that might have been too much concealer. Ugh. Okay, let's see what we can do. Keep me from buying them new in the boutique. I'm not here for pop stitches and I just gave you $8,000. You won't, I haven't heard that from Hermes, and I haven't seen that. When I was in boutique and I was able to see a Birkin, I think it was 25, I was close enough and I zoomed in to look at the bag. I didn't see not one pop stitch. Not saying that things don't happen like that with Hermes, but it's not widely known, and they rush to make it better because they don't want people to know that they've dropped the ball. This is hard, y'all, doing a Q&A and makeup at the same time. And disclaimer, now this is not a how-to, because everybody who follows me know that when I do Get Ready With Me, it's just me showing you how I do my makeup, not giving advice on how to do it, because, you know, that's not how we get down over here. I will link a few makeup tutorials down below for your liking, but this is just you watching me. This is not a how-to, because it ain't. And the thing with Chanel that people are all up in arms about too is you only can buy one classic flap or classic bag a year. You only can buy 2 SLGs a year, and so it's 1 classic item, 1 seasonal item, and 2 SLGs a year. So people are all up in arms because they like to go in at their discretion and buy what they want, do what they want. And, you know, I get it because it's your money. You want to do what you want to do. But Hermes does it. They tell us how many bags we can buy per year. They tell us if you can even get invited to buy a bag per year. So, you know, other brands do it. I guess when they make those changes, people don't like it. So you got to pay to play. My dad used to always say that. If you don't want to play the game, then just don't do it. There's plenty of other ways you can get a Chanel bag. The next question, number 2, says, is luxury still relevant? Yes, it definitely is relevant, because as long as there is supply and demand, consumerism, you know, people buying, luxury is always going to be relevant. And back during the, pandemic, Hermes noted that they had their highest revenue, I think, within 2 years. Within the last 2 years. Hermes was number 1, so people were buying a bunch of Birkins and Kellys, and Chanel was number 2. So regardless of the time, regardless of what's going on in the world, buying is always relevant. People are always going to buy. Do we buy too much? Yes. We overconsume. You know, having these high tier purses and ready to wear items and shoes has become more mainstream. It's not just for celebrities anymore. So, and we talk about it a lot. So that's probably why people are saying, well, is it even still relevant because it's more mainstream? But yeah, it's definitely still here. The next thing I'm going to put on is a little bit of mascara, and I use the Sky High mascara from Maybelline. This is a really good mascara. It is really good. So I just use a little bit. And you know I don't have to do anything to my brows because they are micro shaded, and I will link the videos that I talk about my eyebrows down below. All right, the next question says, where do you get your info, your basis for your luxury research videos? I did quotations for research. If you're new here, I do a different take on luxury. I usually do like research type luxury videos, so that if you're looking for, what's hot for Gucci, what I'm looking to purchase, a Louis Vuitton bag, I should have a video in my catalog that you can go through and see a review or information, in my opinion, what would make a good bag for you. So I do a lot of research videos, and where I get my information is just here on YouTube. I search YouTube, I watch a lot of videos, I go to the brand's website and look to see what they put out. I read a lot of background information on the brands. I also too subscribe to like Vogue. They always have good information. The Business of Fashion, that is really good because it gives you the business side of fashion. It tells you how much money these brands have made. It tells you about stock options for the brands, and I just really love that stuff. I love information. I just love to get it and receive it so I can disseminate it. So I will link the Business of Fashion Instagram down below. That's a good one. The Purse Forum, that's a good place to get information. People on the Purse Forum will screenshot stuff and put it up there. So that's a really good one. All right, next I'm gonna go in with a little bit of bronzer with my fancy. Is that gonna work? We'll see if that works. But the next question says, what's your favorite, or who are your favorite luxury content creators? I have tons of people that I watch here on YouTube, and I don't even know if they would consider themselves as luxury content creators because they just do what they love. They're more fashion, and then they obviously like luxury items, but I don't know if they actually would call themselves just luxury content creators because they do more than luxury. This is just a mild list. I have tons. The first one is Tanika B, and I will link everybody down below. She's really big on color and fashion. She has beautiful handbags, so she's really good. I love her. Hilo Lux, Janae, of course, love her. Janae is good with just that, high-low Lux. She is good with giving you the top tier items, and also too, she loves to shop at like H&M, Target. She used to work at Target, Zara, and so she will really mix the two. And her style is very cutting edge and eclectic. Another one is Jeranika Mycia. I recently found her. I love her. She's just a down-home girl. I've probably been watching her for about 2 to 3 months now. She's one of my newer ones, but I like her. I will binge her. I went back and watched a lot of her old videos. But she does vlogs. She does reviews. She does unboxings, things like that. So she's really good. Of course, we can't leave out the old school luxury YouTubers who pretty much started it all. So like Minx for All, still watch her. She recently came back to YouTube. Jerusha, still watch her. Mel Sodera, love her. LV Lover CC, love her. They all still do content, but they're more of what we would say, I guess, old school. All right, we're gonna put just a little bit of blush on. The next question said, what are your thoughts on luxury trends right now? I am not a trendy person. I usually don't subscribe to like trends or whatever, but I will have to say things that are on trend, I am loving some of the things right now because they are a like new take on classics. For example, loafers. Everyone is doing a chunky lug sole loafer. And I was on Farfetch looking at Prada because I'm going to get a pair of those Prada loafers. The riding boots are back. Riding boots, knee-high boots, Western boots, all of those never go out of style, but they are on trend. What's hot right now, what people would deem trendy, I am loving because they are just new takes on classics. Another cute little question was, what bag are you taking right now? And I have my bag right here, and it is the Louis Vuitton Terrain PM. Love this bag. I'm sure I did a review on this bag, so I will link it down below. But that's the bag that I'm taking today and probably for the next couple of weeks. This question was vintage luxury versus new luxury. So I guess vintage bags versus new bags. What's your take on that? And we're just gonna dust our face, y'all. This video is all over the place. We're gonna dust our face with the Laura Mercier. Okay, so vintage versus new. I love vintage bags. Mel Sodera is a vintage, in my opinion, guru. So if you don't follow her here on YouTube and Instagram, please do so. But she has a fond affinity, borderline obsession with vintage bags. She would prefer a vintage bag over a new one. If she likes new bags, it has to be like something that everyone is not taking. I really appreciate that about her. But as it relates to vintage, I would prefer, I like them both equal. I don't prefer vintage over new, but right now for Louis Vuitton, I do prefer like vintage and older 3-4 years ago bags from Louis Vuitton than their new stuff. Vintage Chanel is okay. I like the vintage maxi bags with Chanel. Now, vintage Hermes, a vintage box Kelly is where it's at. You can find those pretty much at like consignment shops online because people really don't like the vintage Hermes bags, the Kellys. They get rid of those quickly. So vintage Hermes is something that I really, really like as well. So I just love bags, whether it's vintage or new, well-made bags. You know, if it's a vintage well-made bag, I'm here for it. If it's a today well-made bag, I'm here for it. But now, if your question is, can you save money buying vintage versus new? Not anymore, because vintage is very trendy. People like vintage bags because of the throwback value, if you will. So the prices on the pre-love and vintage markets have gone up. You probably need to, if you're into vintage bags, the best dollars saved would be probably like in a vintage shop consignment where you can kind of talk the person down because they try to get over too. Okay guys, I'm back. My camera died, but the next question said, what bags are currently on your radar? I did a luxury wish list, so I will link that down below. But the bags that are, other than my wish list that I'm looking at are Prada. I'm looking at a Prada backpack. I need a Prada pouch. Something like my Truce, maybe not that big, but something along those lines that I could have to put into my other bags. A Givenchy Antigona, that bag is always circling around on and off my wish list. And the next question was, when do you think you will pull the trigger on an Hermes bag? No time soon. Not the Kelly or the Birkin that I really want. I could see me getting the bag that is on my wish list. I could see me getting that bag pretty soon. but a Birkin or a Kelly, probably no time soon. Definitely by the time I'm 50, which is in 2 years, but not today. All right, guys, I hope you like this video. Thank you for sticking around for the mess of the video. And if you're new here, now typically this is not what we usually do. This is something just a hair a little bit different, but we do post videos twice a week. Wednesdays are a luxury video, and Friday we do what we call a Fast 5 Friday. I hope that you would come back. Please like, subscribe, and even share the video if you like. And I will see you guys later on in the week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.